The NFL has many ways of honoring its biggest stars. Although all of them are highly regarded, one shines brightest in the record books, and that is the NFL MVP Award. The NFL MVP Award is awarded to the most valuable player in the National Football League each season. It is the highest individual honor in the league and typically goes to the player who has the most dominant impact on their team's success. Most people believe that the award is given out by the league itself, but in reality, MVPs are selected by 50 national sports writers and broadcasters who cover the NFL. These AP voters cast their ballots at the end of the regular season, and the award is announced every year at the NFL Honors Ceremony. Throughout history, the award has been overwhelmingly dominated by offensive players. Out of all 69 MVP award winners since 1957, 66 of them have been offensive players, with only 2 defensive players winning the award. But in 1982, amidst the chaos, the controversy, and a season like any other, a kicker won NFL MVP. This was none other than NFL place kicker Mark Moseley. Moseley's 1982 NFL MVP award is one of the most unusual in league history. Today, we're going to break down the story of Moseley and analyze the combination of unique circumstances along with his standout performance that led to this outcome.
Quiet on the set. Can we please have quiet on the set?
Moseley winning the MVP award is not the only interesting part about the 1982 NFL season. In fact, it's not even the first thing most fans remember about that season. One of the most significant events in NFL history occurred during that year as well. This was the 1982 NFL Players' Strike. Revenue disputes between players, team owners, and the league stemmed from the NFL Players Association demanding more money from the team owners. You see, back in the early 80s, the NFL was not nearly as big as it is today, but it was definitely on its way there. It seemed as if there was more money being made each and every year, specifically from the growing TV deals. Players knew this and wanted their piece of the pie. These disputes led to a 57-day strike, which had major impacts on that 82 season. The strike marks one of the only times throughout NFL history that scheduled games were canceled. Every single game from weeks 3 through 10 of the 82 season were canceled. This resulted in the entire season just lasting 9 weeks. When play resumed that year on November 21st, the remainder of the season felt the effects of this strike. Schedules were a mess, divisional play was limited, and records weren't as reflective of team performance as they usually are. Despite the many obstacles of the 1982 season, the NFL still gave out its MVP award. It is believed that the shortened season is a huge factor when it comes to why a kicker ended up winning that award. Through the 9-week season, there was never really a standout dominant player. There wasn't a clear-cut superstar that was leading the league in passing or rushing stats. Each week as the uncertainty grew, the door was opened wider and wider for non-traditional positions to be considered for the award. At the end of the season, and with only 9 weeks to base their votes on, these AP voters took anything and everything into consideration. It was the perfect storm for an unlikely hero to emerge, and that unlikely hero would be the Washington Redskins kicker. The one factor AP voters did take more heavily into consideration that year compared to other factors was the importance of team winning. Obviously, this is always a huge factor going into the voting for MVP, but maybe in that 82 season it was more than ever because of the shortened season. After the final week wrapped up, the best team in the NFC was Mark Moseley's Washington Redskins, sporting an 8-1 record. The Washington Redskins were on fire that year, having the #1 scoring offense with a 41.1% third down conversion rate. The team was led by star quarterback Joe Theismann, wide receiver Charlie Brown, and running back John Riggins. Despite these 3 players taking up the team's primary roles, none of them actually led the team in scoring. That honor goes to Mark Moseley, who averaged 8.4 points a game for a total of 76 points just from kicking the ball. At the time, Mark Moseley's 82 season was not only shockingly good, but record-breaking. In just 9 games, Moseley made 20 field goals, only recording 1 miss with a total of 21 attempts. With his incredible 95.2 success rate, he set the NFL record at the time. He also made 16 out of 19 extra point attempts. Moseley's most important characteristic was that he was clutch. Despite having the league's best offense, Washington still played in multiple tight, low-scoring games. These close games Washington played are where Moseley's field goals were the difference between winning and losing. 4 out of 8 wins Washington had that year were decided on 3 points or less, making Moseley a key figure in Washington's nearly perfect season. He was consistent and essential to the team that kept winning these close games. AP voters looked at this consistency and clutchness and took it into consideration very heavily. Many voters saw Moseley as the most dependable player in the entire NFL. When it came time for the votes, Moseley received a 41.7% share of the total MVP votes, just beating out quarterback Dan Fouts of the San Diego Chargers, who received only 2 less votes than the kicker. History had been made. On January 15, 1983, he was named NFL MVP. Mark Moseley would be the first and only kicker to ever win the NFL MVP, making his 1982 season among the most legendary of all time.